I need you to stop what you are doing right now. Stop scrolling, stop letting your mind wander to that place where you count all the things that haven't happened for you yet, and just listen to me for a second. I need you to look me dead in the eye through this screen and hear what I am about to tell you, because your life, your peace, and your future literally depend on you understanding this one single concept. You are stressing yourself out over a timeline that you made up. You are losing sleep. You are crying in your car. You are getting short with the people you love. And you are questioning your own worth. All because you are looking at a clock that God is not even looking at. You have got to understand something today. God's timing does not operate on your schedule. It does not care about your peer pressure. And it is absolutely not intimidated by your deadlines. I know exactly where you are right now. I know the feeling. You wake up every single morning, and the first thing that hits you before your feet even hit the floor is that heavy, suffocating weight of disappointment. You look around and it feels like everybody else is getting the promotion. Everybody else is walking down the aisle. Everybody else is buying the house, getting the car, popping out the baby, and living the life that you have been praying for since you were a teenager. And you are sitting there, stuck in the same apartment, working the same job, going to the same grocery store, wondering if God even remembers your name. You start thinking maybe he forgot about you. Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you aren't chosen. Maybe you are just destined to be the person who claps for everybody else while you sit there with empty hands. Let me tell you right now, with every ounce of truth I have in me, you need to cut that out. That is a lie straight from the pit of hell designed to keep you depressed, distracted, and defeated. God did not forget you. You are not hidden from his sight. But what you are doing is you are trying to force open a door that God is intentionally keeping closed because he is still building the room on the other side of it. And if he let you walk through that door right now in your current state with your current mindset, you wouldn't be ready for what is waiting for you, and it would absolutely destroy you. Think about that. Really let that sink in. How many times in your life have you begged God for something? I mean, you prayed, you fasted, you cried, you made deals. You did everything you thought you were supposed to do, and you finally got what you wanted. But then, a few months later, it turned into a complete nightmare. You got the job, and it almost killed you with stress. You got the relationship, and the person broke your heart into 1,000,000 pieces. You got the money, and it caused you to lose your mind and compromise your values. Why do you think that happened? It happened because you got what you wanted, but you were not ready for what it required. God, in his infinite wisdom, knew that if he gave you the blessing before he built your character, the blessing would become a curse. We do this thing, especially in this country, where we treat life like a drive through window. We want to pull up to the window, order what we want, and have it handed to us in 3 minutes or less. And if it takes 5 minutes, we are rolling down the window complaining to the manager. But life is not a fast food restaurant. Life is a slow-cooked meal. The best things in life, the things that last, the things that have substance and flavor and nourish your soul, they take time to prepare. You cannot rush a slow roast. You cannot microwave a masterpiece. And you cannot rush the Almighty. Look at the relationships in your life right now. This is where so many of us mess up our timing completely. You are single, you are lonely, and you are tired of going to family gatherings and having your auntie ask you when you are going to find somebody. So you start panicking, you start lowering your standards, you start entertaining people who you know deep down in your gut do not have the qualifications to be in your life. You start settling for a text message instead of a phone call. You start settling for a hookup instead of a commitment. You start settling for somebody who barely pays attention to you, just so you can say you have somebody. Why are you doing that? Why are you disrespecting yourself like that? You are doing it because you think your time is running out. You have this imaginary biological clock, or this imaginary social clock ticking in your head, telling you that if you are not married by 30, or if you are not in a serious relationship by 25, that you are somehow defective. That is garbage. You hear me? That is absolute garbage. Do you know how many people I have seen rush into a marriage just to beat a clock, and 5 years later they are sitting in a courtroom dividing up everything they own, paying alimony and fighting over custody, wishing they had just stayed single? When you rush into a relationship out of desperation, you are telling God, I don't trust you to send me the right person, so I am going to go out here and pick my own. And how has that been working out for you? If you are being honest with yourself, it has been a disaster. Every time you try to help God out, you end up messing the whole thing up. You have got to learn to be comfortable in your own skin while you are by yourself. If you cannot be happy alone, you will never be happy with somebody else, because you will bring that same emptiness, that same desperation into the relationship, and you will suffocate the other person. God is keeping you single right now for a reason. Maybe He is trying to get some toxic traits out of you. Maybe He is trying to heal you from your childhood trauma, so you don't pass that mess on to your future children. Maybe He is trying to teach you how to manage your money, so you don't bring bad credit into a marriage. Maybe, just maybe, He is protecting you from a person who would have completely ruined your life. You have got to start looking at your season of waiting as a season of preparation. Stop calling it a drought. It is not a drought, it is a training camp. You are in the gym right now. You are on the treadmill. You are lifting the weights. You do not get the trophy until the game is over. You do not wear the championship belt while you are still training in the gym. So stop crying because you do not have the trophy yet. Keep your head down, put in the work, and trust that the coach knows exactly when to put you in the game. And let us talk about this concept of putting in the work, because a lot of y'all are confusing waiting with doing nothing. Let me be very clear about this. Trusting God's timing does not mean you sit on the couch eating potato chips all day watching other people live their lives. That is not trusting God. That is being lazy. There is a massive difference between being patient and being passive. God requires you to meet Him halfway. You pray for a job, but are you updating your resume? You pray for a better body, but are you going to the gym? You pray for a godly spouse, but are you reading your Bible? Are you going to church? Are you working on becoming the type of person that a godly person would actually want to date? You cannot pray for a harvest if you have not planted any seeds. That is not how agriculture works, and it is not how the spiritual realm works either. You have got to get up and do something with your life. But here is the trick. You do the work, and then you step back and let God handle the results. You control the effort, God controls the outcome. You control the planting, God controls the rain. You control the preparation, God controls the promotion. This is where the real discipline comes in, because it is easy to work hard when you see immediate results. It is easy to stay motivated when everybody is cheering for you and the money is rolling in. But what happens when you do the work and nothing happens? What happens when you put in the extra hours and they still pass you over for the promotion? What happens when you fix your hair, put on your best outfit, go out to the event, and still nobody approaches you? What happens when you save your money, sacrifice your lifestyle, and the car still breaks down, and the emergency still wipes out your bank account? That right there is the crucible. That is the testing ground. That is where most people quit. Most people will serve God. Most people will do the right thing as long as God does what they want, when they want it. But the moment God says wait, the moment God says not yet, the moment God allows a delay, most people throw a temper tantrum, take their ball, and go home. They say, well, I tried this Christianity thing, I tried this positivity thing, and it does not work. No, it works perfectly. It just does not work on your timeline. You have got to develop some spiritual stamina. You have got to build some emotional endurance. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. If you sprint in a marathon, you will burn out in the first 3 miles and you will not finish the race. You have to pace yourself. You have to learn how to run your own race without looking at the person in the lane next to you. Do you realize how much energy you waste looking at other people? You are draining your own battery by worrying about what somebody else is doing. Let me break this down for you. You are driving your car on the highway of life. You have your destination set. But instead of keeping your eyes on the road in front of you, you keep looking over into the other lane. You see somebody pass you in a nicer car. You see somebody pass you going faster. And because you are looking over there, you take your eyes off your own road. You drift out of your lane and you almost crash. Stop looking in the other lane. Stay in your lane. Keep your eyes on your own path. The speed somebody else is traveling has absolutely nothing to do with the distance you have to go. I know it is hard. I know it hurts when you see people who you know are not living right, people who are cutting corners, people who are compromising their morals, and they seem to be winning. They seem to be getting ahead. They seem to be blessed, and you are over here doing the right thing, paying your tithes, treating people with respect, and you are struggling. Do not let that steal your joy. Do not let that make you question your integrity. You do not know what is happening behind closed doors. You do not know the deals they made to get where they are. You do not know the debt they are in. You do not know the trauma they are running from, and you do not know the price they are going to pay later for the shortcuts they are taking right now. When you do things the right way, when you honor God, when you operate in integrity, your foundation is solid. It might take longer to build the house, but when the storms come, and I promise you the storms are coming for everybody, your house is going to stand. The person who built their house on sand, the person who took the easy way out, their house is going to collapse. You do not want a quick blessing that does not last. You want a solid blessing that can withstand the test of time. And solid blessings take solid time to build. Let us go a little deeper into this, because I want to make sure I am reaching the core of what you are feeling. The reason this whole timing thing hurts so much is because of the shame attached to it. It is not just that you do not have what you want. It is that you feel like a failure because you do not have it yet. You go to your high school reunion and you feel inadequate. You get on social media and you see the highlight reels of everybody else's life and you feel like you are falling behind. We have created this artificial timeline in our society that says you are supposed to have it all figured out by a certain age. And if you do not, you are labeled a late bloomer, or worse, a loser, who made up that rule, who decided that life comes with an expiration date for your dreams. I will tell you who: people who are insecure, people who want to feel good about themselves by making you feel bad about yourself. You have to mentally disconnect from the expectations of other people. Your life is not a standardized test. You do not have to finish at the same time as everybody else. Some of the most successful, impactful, incredible people in history did not hit their stride until they were in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are supposed to be for the lessons you are supposed to be learning right now. But if you are too busy complaining about where you are not, you will miss the lesson of where you are. God puts you in seasons of waiting to teach you things you cannot learn in seasons of abundance. You learn patience in the waiting room. You learn faith in the dark. You learn resilience when the doors keep closing. You learn dependence on God when your own bank account runs dry. If God gave you everything you wanted right now, you would not need him anymore. You would rely on your own money, your own spouse, your own career, your own strength. And God loves you too much to let you become that independent from him. He wants you to know that he is your source. Not your job, not your network, not your savings account. Him. And sometimes the only way to get you to realize that is to strip away every other option until he is all you have left to look at. And when you finally look at him, when you finally stop looking at the problem and start looking at the problem solver, that is when the shift happens. That is when the peace comes. Peace. Let us talk about peace for a minute, because you have been trading your peace for a timeline. You have been so stressed about when it is going to happen that you have lost the ability to enjoy what is happening. You cannot enjoy a dinner with your friends because you are thinking about your ex. You cannot enjoy a Sunday morning because you are thinking about Monday at work. You cannot enjoy a beautiful sunset because you are staring at the clock. You have to stop that. You have to aggressively protect your peace. Peace is not the absence of trouble. Peace is the presence of God in the middle of the trouble. You can be in a storm and still have peace if you know who is in the boat with you. But if you are looking at the waves, if you are looking at the wind, if you are focused on the circumstances instead of the creator of the circumstances, you are going to panic. You have got to get your eyes back on the Lord. You have got to say, I do not know how this is going to work out. I do not know when this is going to turn around. I do not know where the money is coming from. I do not know who I am going to spend the rest of my life with. But I know who holds my future. And because I know who holds my future, I am going to sit down, shut up, and trust the process. That is not weakness. That is the ultimate display of strength. It takes more strength to wait on God with a good attitude than it does to go out here and force your own agenda. Anybody can hustle. Anybody can grind. Anybody can manipulate and scheme and try to make things happen in their own flesh. But it takes a special kind of spiritual maturity to say, God, I want this so bad it hurts. But if it is not time yet, I am not going to force it. I would rather have nothing and have you than have everything and lose you. When you make that declaration, when you truly surrender the timeline, you will feel a weight lift off your shoulders that you did not even know you were carrying. You will suddenly be able to breathe again. You will sleep through the night. You will stop checking your phone every 5 seconds waiting for a text that is not going to come. You will stop refreshing your bank account hoping a miracle deposit showed up. You will stop comparing your chapter 20 to somebody else's chapter 40. You will just start living, and here is the beautiful irony of the whole thing. The moment you stop obsessing over the destination and start actually enjoying the journey, that is usually when God decides to move. It is like a divine game of hide and seek. As long as you are anxiously pacing around looking for him, he hides. But the moment you sit down, relax, and start enjoying the garden he put you in, he taps you on the shoulder. I have seen this happen 1,000 times. A woman stops crying over the man who left her. She starts going to the gym. She starts reading. She starts finding her own identity. She stops caring about being in a relationship, and boom, right man walks into her life when she was not even looking. A man stops stressing over the job he did not get. He starts focusing on his own side hustle. He starts investing in his own skills. He stops begging for a seat at somebody else's table, and boom, an opportunity drops in his lap that is 10 times better than the job he originally wanted. Why does it happen that way? Because God wants to make sure that when the blessing comes, you know it came from Him and not from your own anxiety. He wants to make sure you are in a position to receive it with gratitude instead of entitlement. If you get what you want right when you demand it, you will think you made it happen. You will get arrogant, you will get prideful. But when it happens in a way you could never have orchestrated, in a time you did not expect, from a source you did not see coming, you have no choice but to fall on your knees and say, "That was God." I need you to get this deep down in your spirit today. Your delay is not a denial. Just because it has not happened yet does not mean it is never going to happen. You are looking at your current situation and you are calling it a dead end, but God is calling it a preparation period. You are looking at a closed door, but God is looking at a door that is about to be blown off its hinges at the exact right second. Think about a pregnant woman. When a woman is pregnant, nobody looks at her at month 4 and says, "Why is the baby not here yet? Why is this taking so long?" Nobody says that because we understand the process of gestation. We understand that the baby has to develop. It has to grow lungs, it has to form a brain, it has to build bones. If the baby comes out at month 4, it cannot survive. The baby needs those full 9 months, and sometimes even longer, to be strong enough to survive in the outside world. Your dream is pregnant, your blessing is in the gestation period. Why are you trying to force a premature birth? If your dream comes out before it is fully developed, it will not survive the harsh realities of this world. You have got to let it cook, let it grow. Let God form the infrastructure of your life so that when the blessing finally drops, you have the spiritual lungs to breathe, the emotional backbone to stand, and the mental fortitude to sustain it. I know the waiting room is uncomfortable. I know the chairs are hard. I know the magazines are old. I know the clock on the wall ticks so loud it feels like it is mocking you. But you cannot walk out of the waiting room before your name is called. If you leave early, you miss your appointment. You have got to sit there. You have got to endure the discomfort. You have got to learn how to be still. Being still is a lost art in this generation. We have been conditioned to think that if we are not moving, we are failing. If we are not hustling, we are losing. We have headphones in our ears from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. We have screens in our faces constantly feeding us information, feeding us anxiety, feeding us comparison. We do not know how to just sit in silence anymore. We do not know how to be alone with our own thoughts. And because we do not know how to be still, we do not know how to hear the voice of God. The Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." It does not say, "Be stressed and know that I am God." It does not say, "Be frantic and know that I am God." It says, "Be still." You have to carve out time in your day to just shut everything off. Turn the phone off. Turn the television off. Sit in your car in the driveway for 10 extra minutes before you go inside the house. Just sit there, breathe, let the silence wash over you. It will feel incredibly awkward at first because you are not used to it. Your mind will race. Your to-do list will start screaming at you. But if you push through that initial discomfort, you will start to hear a still, small voice. And that voice is going to tell you exactly what to do next. You do not need another podcast. You do not need another self-help book. You do not need another conference ticket. You need to get quiet enough to hear what God has already been trying to tell you. He has been whispering to you, but you have got the music turned up too loud. He has been trying to guide you, but you are moving too fast to follow his steps. Slow down. I am not saying stop. I am saying slow down. There is a difference between moving with purpose and running in panic. A lot of you are running in panic. You are making decisions out of fear. You are taking jobs out of fear. You are staying in relationships out of fear. You are spending money out of fear, and fear-based decisions always lead to a life of regret. You have to get to a place where your trust in God is bigger than your fear of missing out. When you truly trust God's timing, you become dangerous to the enemy, because the enemy cannot control a person who is not bound by a clock. The enemy cannot manipulate a person who is not desperate. The enemy thrives on your anxiety. He feeds on your impatience. He wants you irritated. He wants you frustrated. He wants you arguing with your spouse. He wants you snapping at your kids. He wants you depressed on your job. Because when you are in that state of emotional chaos, you are easy to lead astray. You will make bad decisions. You will compromise your values. You will open doors that should stay locked. But when you are at peace, when you are calm, when you are walking around with this quiet confidence that says, I do not know when it is going to happen, but I know it is going to happen, and until it does, I am going to live my best life right where I am, that makes the enemy furious. He cannot figure you out. He throws a delay at you, and you smile. He takes away a blessing, and you say, God must have something better. He sends a rejection letter, and you say, God is redirecting me to my next assignment. When you operate like that, you become bulletproof. You have to make a decision today, a solid, immovable decision, that you are no longer going to be a hostage to the calendar. You are going to live your life with an open hand. You are going to pursue your goals with passion, but you are going to hold the outcomes with an open hand. You are going to say, God, this is what I desire. This is what is in my heart, but your will be done, not mine. Your timeline be done, not mine. If it is not time yet, I surrender, I yield, I trust you. That kind of surrender is not weakness. Like I said before, that is the highest form of strength. It takes a strong person to say, not my will. It takes a strong person to wait. Weak people rush. Weak people force things. Weak people manipulate situations because they do not have the faith to believe that God will come through for them if they just wait. Look at your track record. Think back to 5 years ago. Think about something you wanted so badly that you thought your life was over if you did not get it. You cried over it. You lost sleep over it. You stressed over it. And now, looking back, you realize that not getting that thing was the best thing that ever happened to you. You realize that if you had gotten it, you would have missed out on something else. You realize that God was protecting you from your own desires. If God has a track record of coming through for you in the past, why do you think he is going to abandon you in the present? Why do you think his arm is too short to save you now? He has brought you through sickness. He has brought you through financial ruin. He has brought you through heartbreak. He has brought you through times when you thought you literally could not take another breath. And yet here you are, still breathing, still standing, still fighting. So why are you acting like this current situation is too hard for him? It is not too hard for him. It is just not time yet. And the time that is passing is not wasted time. It is preparation time. Every day that you wake up and you do not have what you want is another day for you to get yourself ready for when it arrives. If you got the $1 million today, would you know how to manage it? If you met the love of your life today, would you know how to communicate without blowing up? If you got the CEO position today, would you have the leadership skills to handle the pressure? Be honest with yourself. Most of us are not ready for the things we are praying for. We want the crown, but we do not want the cross. We want the victory, but we do not want the valley. We want the harvest, but we do not want the hoeing. You have got to embrace the process. You have got to fall in love with the grind. You have got to stop looking at the waiting room as a punishment and start looking at it as a classroom. Every closed door is a lesson. Every rejection is a redirection. Every person who walked out of your life without an explanation was a mercy mission from God to get them out of your way so they could not block the person who is actually supposed to be there. Stop crying over people who left. Stop begging people to stay. If they wanted to be there, they would be there. If God wanted them to be there, they would be there. Their absence is a part of the timing. Their leaving is making room for the arrival of what is meant for you. You have got to clear the clutter out of your life. Sometimes God cannot bring the new thing in because you are still holding onto the old thing. You are still holding onto a grudge from 10 years ago. You are still holding onto a lifestyle that you know does not honor God. You are still holding onto friendships that are dragging you down. You are still holding onto an ex who treated you like garbage. Let it go. You cannot grasp the future if your hands are full of the past. Open your hands, release it. Say, God, I am letting it go. I am letting go of my timeline. I am letting go of my expectations of how I thought this was supposed to look. I am letting go of my bitterness because it did not happen when I wanted it to. I am surrendering the pen, and I am asking you to write the story. Because if I write the story, I know how it ends. It ends in disappointment. It ends in my own limited understanding. But if you write the story, I know the ending is going to be better than anything I could have ever imagined for myself. You have to believe that. You have to stand on that. You have to wake up every single morning and declare that over your life, even when your feelings are telling you something completely different. Your feelings are liars. Your feelings will tell you to give up on a Tuesday. Your feelings will tell you that nobody loves you on a Wednesday. Your feelings will tell you that you are a failure on a Thursday. You cannot live your life based on your feelings. You have to live your life based on the Word of God and the promises He has made to you. And He promised that all things work together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. He promised that He knows the plans He has for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. He promised that He will never leave you nor forsake you. He promised that before you call, He will answer. Those are not suggestions. Those are promises from the Creator of the universe, and God does not break His promises. He might be slow to our eyes, but He is never late. I want to leave you with this final thought. Imagine a farmer. He goes out into the field early in the spring. He takes the best seed he has. He digs into the dirt. He plants the seed. He covers it up. He waters it. And then what does he do? Does he stand over that dirt for the next 3 months screaming at the ground, "Grow, grow, grow"? Does he dig the seed up every single day to see if the roots are forming? Does he get frustrated and say, "Well, I planted the seed yesterday, and I do not see a cornstalk, so this whole farming thing is a scam"? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. He plants the seed, he does the work he is supposed to do, and then he goes to sleep. He goes about his life. He trusts the process. He trusts the soil. He trusts the sun. He trusts the rain. And in due season, because he was patient, because he did not rush the process, he walks out into that same field, and it is filled with a massive harvest. You are the farmer. Your prayers are the seeds. You have planted them. You have watered them with your tears. You have done the work. Now stop digging up the seed. Stop pulling up what you planted just to see if it is growing. Leave it alone. Go to sleep. Go live your life. Go enjoy your family. Go focus on your own growth and let God do his job. Let the soil of your faith do its work. Let the sun do his work. Let the rain of the Holy Spirit do its work. And I promise you with everything in me, in due season, you will walk out into the field of your life, and you will see a harvest that will blow your own mind. It is coming, it is on the way, the wheels are in motion, the angels have been dispatched, the logistics are being worked out in the spiritual realm right now as we speak. The blessing has your name on it, the promotion has your name on it, the spouse has your name on it. The breakthrough has your name on it. It is sealed, it is stamped, it is approved. The only thing that can stop it is you giving up before it gets to you. So I am commanding you right now, do not give up, do not quit, do not throw in the towel, do not let the devil steal your faith in the 11th hour. You have come too far to turn around now. You have prayed too many prayers, you have shed too many tears. You have survived too many dark nights to give up right before the sunrise. The dawn is breaking, the morning is here. Hold on, stand firm, keep the faith, trust the process, and most importantly, trust the timing of the one who holds your entire life in his hands. He has never failed you, and he is not about to start now. Let him do it, let him bring it to pass. And when it finally happens, you will look back at this exact moment, this exact season of waiting, and you will thank God he made you wait, because what he is about to deliver is going to be so much better than anything you could have forced on your own. Believe that today. Walk in that peace today, and watch God blow your mind.